Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I will show you what's in my travel bag. Recently, I went for a trip to Melbourne, so that's about a week ago, and here is my makeup bag. Now for this trip, I didn't really bring a lot of stuff, so I kind of minimalized all the makeup that I wanted to bring. Now for this video, I'm going to apply my makeup according to what I wore on my recent trip and also going through this makeup bag. So my makeup bag is basically the same as the last time. So it comes in this pouch, and when you open it, there's two sections with clear plastic, which is great because I could clearly see what's in it. So I will show you the brushes that I brought with me, and then the rest we'll just kind of grab it as we go. So for this trip, I only brought this much brushes and a beauty sponge. So starting off with a beauty sponge, this is from Chi Chi, and I've loved this sponge for as long as I remember. So I have this Real Techniques setting brush, which I use to apply my highlight. I have this Kat Von D contour brush, which I showed in my recent video. And I have this Revlon contour brush, which I actually use to apply powder and also to blend out harsh lines on my face. And for eye brushes, believe it or not, I only brought 4. So I brought a flat shader brush, and this is from Wet n Wild, and the size of this allows me to pack on color as well as blend because it's flat, but it also has quite a bit of thickness to it. And I have 2 blending brush. One's from eBay. It doesn't actually have a name, but it's natural hair, so it's quite fluffy, and I use this to apply my transition color. And the other one is a Jessup brush, which is the Luxe Crease brush, and it's tapered, so I use this to do like precise application and blending. And I also have a Sedona Lace teeny tiny flat brush, which I use to smudge colors underneath my eyes. So that's all the brushes, and let's dig right into the makeup. Now for primer, I actually brought the Professional Matte Rescue Primer. This is almost out, so I personally don't love this primer. I don't hate it. I mean, it's okay, it does the job, and it's gel because Melbourne has almost the same temperature as Wellington, but definitely a lot colder and a bit drier for sure. So I opted for a gel as opposed to my mattifying primer because I don't want textures. I actually like to do my brows first to get the primer to sink in a little bit. I am using my LA Girl Shady Brow Pencil, and I will just make this quick as brows takes the longest for me. I basically just kind of fill in the end tail of my brows since I already got my brows tinted before the trip. So that's what I normally do. And for foundation, surprisingly enough, I brought only one foundation, and this is the Dermacol Makeup Cover in the shade, I think 223. So I don't put this foundation all over my face. What I usually do is squirt a little bit of this foundation at the back of my hand. So for my entire face, I just use that much, and I kind of just spot conceal where I need the foundation. So I would do mainly on my chin because my chin has been breaking out, so around there, and then on my cheek area, and then just a little bit on my forehead since I don't really have anything to conceal. And I still have a lot of leftover, so I use a sponge to blend everything. Everything is all covered up. And this is why I love this foundation, because it has built-in SPF, so I don't really need to apply another SPF on top of it, which is great, and it made my traveling so much easier. I'll grab a little bit more on my forehead just to conceal the redness around this area, but everywhere else is fine. That's pretty much it for my face, and I have a shit ton of foundation left over from that teeny tiny dot. As you can see, everything is covered. I'm quite happy with my skin because I don't want it to be fully covered. And for concealer, I actually brought the LA Girl High Definition Concealer, and this one is actually yellow corrector. So I mainly use this to brighten up my dark circles and also to do a little bit of highlighting. To set the concealer, I use the banana shade in this Wet n Wild contouring palette, and this one is in the shade Caramel Toffee, and I'll just grab the shade and light contour brush. And to set my entire face, I use this Essence All About Matte Powder, and I just take a little bit on my sponge to set these areas right here, because that's where I typically get oily. And for the rest of my face, I'm going to use the Revlon brush. This powder is nearly at the end of its use because every time I swirl, like, the middle bit cracks. And going back to the Wet n Wild contouring palette, I'm going to use this contour shade right here with a Kat Von D brush. I'm quickly going to change my brush because I accidentally picked up the foundation that was left over with the brush, so now it has foundation stains. But this is actually what I use on a trip. I'll just grab a different angled brush because I don't want the foundation to be going all over my face again. As I said before, I'm going to use this shade right here with the angled brush and kind of bronze away. I use the banana shade to clean up underneath. For my blush, I actually use this NARS Dual Intensity Blush. So this one comes with a highlight. So I got the shade Frenzy. So I have this really nice corally shade right here and also this golden highlight. So for blush, I'm just going to dust off my angled brush and dip it into the coral blush. This is not really that pigmented, so I actually quite like that, and it gives like a nice flush to my skin. So typically I would do is just kind of do that for a more natural highlight. I'm going to pick up this gold shade right here with my setting brush from Real Techniques and apply. I actually went ham on applying the highlighter. I don't know why, and it matches my skin tone because it's on that golden side. Now I'm all glowed up. I'm actually going to pick up a little bit on my pinky finger and apply that in the inner corner. And for eyes, I didn't really do something crazy. Like, I brought my L'Oreal palette, and this one is in the shade Rose or Rosé. So I typically I didn't even do my eyes, to be honest. Like, I mainly just use this. So I'm going to pick up the bronzer and lightly dust that on my transition shade. Because usually when I travel, I focus more on my base than the eyes. Because let's be real, I would rather have more time to enjoy the city where I'm at rather than having to do my makeup. I'll pick up the flat brush and the banana shade and kind of just pop that on the lid. I went over to the palette and used this shade right here to kind of define the outer V. And then blend everything. And for the lower lash line, I'll just pick up the shade again and just do it all over the eyes. I can't remember if I tightlined at all. I think I didn't. So I'm probably just going to curl my lashes and then apply my mascara. And the mascara that I used was this Maybelline The Big Shot Volume Express mascara, which is so pretty. What I did was apply my mascara, curled my lashes, and I also applied this Australis brow tint just to make sure that my brows are in place. And for lips, I only have 2 lipsticks and they're both nude. Since I figured I'll be eating quite a lot, so I thought I'd go for nude. So the first one that I took with me is this Velvet Teddy from MAC. And since that's quite matte, I then top it off with another nude lipstick, which is Hug Me from MAC. So that's what Velvet Teddy looks like on me. And then I'll top it off with Hug Me just for that shine. This is what I wore throughout my entire trip in Melbourne. And yeah, I quite like the fact that it's glowy and bronzy and simple. And it looks like I put so much effort, but I really didn't. Like, to be honest, I only brought like 10 products. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more updates, and I will catch you on my next video. Bye!